Hey guys, it's Carrie the Paper Monkey. Thank you so much for dropping in on this video. If you're new here, welcome. I've had so many new people recently. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. And if you're coming back, thank you so much. Goodness gracious. Y'all make me feel so supported. I just can't even tell y'all how supported you make me feel. This is a little catalog that they were going to throw away at work, and it's wonderful because number one, all the pages are thick and they're matte. Yes. So guess what I did? And let me tell you what size it is too. Let's see. This is like let's say 11 3/4 by we'll say 8. I can't get to all of 8, but so let's say 7 3/4. Anyway, I use it as a glue book, and I'm just doing, I guess, master boards. Yeah, master boards. So you'll see here, this is so ugly to me. I think this is so incredibly ugly, but it's not going to stay ugly. We probably won't use this page today. I'm kind of not in the mood for that. But I took some old vintage receipts that I had. I had a bunch of them. And a lot of the pages were crumbly and deteriorating. So I said, I better do something with them. So this is what I did. I made like a background, like a collage masterboard. And then on the back, I put some of the pages that were blank, and my intention is to cut these down into cards, journaling tags, and do a focal point on the front, decorate the front, and then the back, it'll have this type of paper that you can actually write notes on. So let's do this. Let's see. I'll show you the other pages real quick so you can see. Oh, look, here's another one. I love this paper. I love this paper. I'm going to link this paper for you. I get it in Amazon. Yeah, and of course, you know me, I love the bright colors. But I've got just different things like this. Like, look at how funky this is a Hobby Lobby. Look at it, $2.99. You know it's a paper studio, so you know it's going to go 40% off. It's 100 pieces, and look at all the fun you have in it. But I thought, this would be a good focal point. Some of these pieces may be a good focal point for the front. Look like the skate. Look at the macaroons. Even that rainbow. Look, I got a fly in here. Anyway, I don't think we're going to do this one today, but I would probably line the back with white notebook paper. Maybe. I don't know. Regardless, we're not going to do that. Let's do like any of these really. Let's do this one. Want to do that one? I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. I think it'd be easier. Yeah, that's how we're going to do this. Probably need to change my razor blade, I bet. I need to change my razor blade, and I also feel like, oops, did I get two? I got 2 pages. Well, maybe we'll do 2. Let's see how this works. Let's see how this works out. I also need to go and probably clean up my glue and stuff to get ready for coffee clutch. Not that this this day of the week doesn't matter because this is going to be a video, but just for reference of what I'm talking about, my coffee clutch, I have a Saturday morning coffee clutch. It's basically we just all kind of get together on a live stream. I'm on a live stream and we have coffee together, or whatever your beverage of choice is. 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and we hang out, and I do a little craft. We talk at the beginning. I say good morning to everybody, see what everybody's up to, and then for about 20 minutes, we do a little craft. I try to get in and out of there in an hour, but my friends in the chat, they distract me, so sometimes it goes a little longer. I love all my friends. Yes, we have such fun. I really do hope you can join us. I really didn't, y'all, I did not know that I would have this much fun in a live stream, but we have fun. We talk about all kind of stuff too. Anyway, let's look at these pages. So we could go if we wanted to. Now I usually do, I don't know why I do this, but a lot of times I will do bigger tags. But I think what I need to do is I need to do some smaller tags and then some larger tags. So maybe that's what we'll do. So let's say this is actually almost, 7 3/4. So if I did, let's work with one of them. Let's work with one at a time, Carrie. 7 3/4. Right? It's not, no, not quite, not really. Well, yeah, I guess it is 7 3/4. So if I did 3 1/2 and 3 1/2 is going to be one of them. 3 1/2. Let's do that. Yeah, that's where I think we're going to go with it. So that's going to be, like I said, we're going to do some shorter ones because I usually don't do that. That seems short, but I guess, well, that's 3 1/2. And then, why do I feel like that's wrong, y'all? I sure feel like that's wrong. That's 2. That's 3. That's 3 1/2. Oh, 3 1/2. And then, what do they say? Usually 2 times that. So 6 1/2. Oh, that wasn't my intention. No. That was not my intention. I've got that all twisted and all sideways. Okay, I messed up bad, but I'm leaving it in the video. Y'all, for those of y'all that are new here, this kind of happens sometimes. But look, I wanted like tags like this size. So this size tag is actually 2 1/2 inches wide, and it is 4 3/4 inch tall. So the problem now becomes, this is only 4 1/4. So why don't we do 2 1/4 and 4 1/4? That's what we're going to do. 2 1/4 and 4 1/4. So that's, we're going to do this size. We're going to do this size. Let me cut this down real quick. I use a little old gift card to, I could have used those too, I suppose. Maybe I'll do that on the next one. Let's see. Yeah, that looks a little pointy, but that's okay. But you get the, I really wanted it to be a little longer, but that's okay. We're going to work with it. We're going to work with it. What did I say now? What did I have here? 2 1/4. So let's just cut them all, these all down to 2 1/4. Right? 2 1/4. 2 1/4. This should have been the easiest thing to do. And I think I'm just, but again, it's junk journaling, y'all. These are not going to go to waste. I promise you that. See, that one's actually a little longer. Let's use this tag. Let's use the ears on this tag as our little template. I'm going to cut this off. I just wanted to come on and have a little make. I haven't, I've got 2, well, actually I have, let me think, 1, 2, I have 4 journals kind of in progress at the moment. And I have never been a creator that does that. Probably about, maybe 2 months ago, I started doing that. I started like starting a project. I used to always start a project and finish it before I would start another project. A few months back, I don't know what possessed me, but I just felt like it. You know what I mean? Like I did. I just felt like I want to start another project. And I just did it. And so I have projects in process. And it's been okay. It's really, I have primarily always been very task driven. So, just in life in general. So I would I'm the kind of person, like, when I start something, I want to finish it. I don't feel like it like, in my brain, I think, oh my God, if you don't finish something, then what are you even doing, you know? But junk journaling has changed me so much in so many different aspects. I know that sounds kind of hokey probably, but it just has. It really has. So, I have those 4 projects now in flight. My projects are in flight. Now this one is, how tall is this? So this is 3.5 tall. And what were these? These were 2 1/4 wide, 3.5. Let's do, I think we do 2 1/4 still. 2 1/4. It's the same thing. It's from the same piece, Carrie. And again, let's do these 2. And cut this down. Doesn't have to be exact. In fact, I saw my friend Lori, the old paper lady. I'll tag her channel. I watch Lori. I watch Lori almost every day. I try to. I watch a lot of my friends almost every day, but oh man, I get behind on my videos too. So I apologize if I've been behind on your videos. Look how I'm doing this. Because I have 2 tags, I am making this so much more complicated. First of all, let me take this string out. Okay, Carrie. I get behind on my videos, as I was saying, and I wind up spending the weekend playing catch up sometimes. And that can be a good thing too sometimes though, because I feel like I don't ever run out of anything to watch. There's always somebody out there so creative, so inspiring, doing incredible things, you know? And then I get hyper fixated on certain things. I'm like, oh my God. I'll go and I'll run and I find, like, Twinchies was my recent hyper fixation. Okay, let's see if I can think through this a quick minute. So I want to make sure that everything is cut. All right, so let's trim this up just a bit. I'll trim that up just a little bit. I'll trim this side up just a little bit. Okay, now I feel like those 2 sides are trimmed up. How tall is this as it stands? So this is 7. We're going to call it 7.5. But I don't want to cut it in half. I don't want to cut it in half. I think we're going to leave it at 7.5 inches tall. I think that's what we're going to do. And these are a little over 11.5. 7.5 inches tall. Why don't we do 3 1/4 wide? Let's do that. Or do we do 3? I kind of like this 3. I want to do 3. Let's see what that gets us. And then this is going to be a short one, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Now these I want to be a little bit more pronounced, the ears on them. Let's do that a little bit more pronounced. And we can, if we wanted to, ink these. I have not, in the past, I have not done a lot of inking. But I think for these tags, I'm going to ink. Yeah. I hope you guys have had a good week. I had a really good week. I did have to go to the dentist. I won't tell you that. I usually don't talk a lot about my health stuff, but I had to go to the dentist because I have 2 of my upper molars that are bothering me. They're the last molars in my head. And I've had this issue before and actually lost a molar because, believe it or not, I grind my teeth. I've tried to tell you guys this before. I'm wound pretty tight. And so I would grind my teeth at night. And I lost a molar because of that. They couldn't save it at all. I mean, it just couldn't be saved. Anyway, these two molars are on opposite sides at the top. And they both have that same feeling. They're sensitive to hot, cold air. No pain, but, well, they took x-rays and all that. They couldn't see anything. So the doctor says you're clenching your teeth more than likely. And we try a mouth guard. And so I'm waiting for that to come in. And then they gave me this little exercise to do to help to relieve it during the day, because I'm doing it. I'm actually, and I know I'm doing it, just in typical everyday life, awake, I do it. I clench. So, we'll see. We'll see. But they couldn't, the x-ray didn't show anything. So, do you see how that's, I think these came out, I'm really enjoying these, actually. Even though, primarily, if you've watched my channel, or you've seen anything on my channel, you know I love like the bright colors, the little golden books and all that. But I find myself more and more lately gravitating. Why does that not sound right? To this kind of grungy, junky kind of look. And I think it's fascinating. I actually delved into the world of watercolor even recently. Yeah. I don't know. I think maybe Sean at Recycled Messages, she made a good point one time. We were talking on a live stream with Angela, the traveling crafter, and she said something to the effect of, you know, like you grow in your art. And I think she's absolutely right. I think you do. I think you grow in your art, and you even can kind of expand out into what you do. And for somebody like me, because I was really never artistic. My family wasn't art. We just didn't do crafts. We didn't, you know, growing up, anything like that. And so whenever I discovered junk journaling, it's really opened up this creative part of my mind's eye that I really didn't think existed, to be honest with you. And it's been a lot of fun. It really has been a lot of fun. And I've always said that from the moment that I hit the record button for the very first time. I said, I will keep doing this as long as it's fun. When it is no longer fun, I will no longer do it. And here I am, 3.5 years or so later, still plugging along, folks. Some of you may be like, oh, we know. You won't go away. Let's look at some of the, now you see some of it is going to, I'll need to probably glue down some of the edges. I have these, I love pattern people. But I also have these that I came across this book, and I'm sorry I don't know the name. I don't. I came across it recently at a thrift store, and I just love the images in it. So I cut it. It was while I was at work. I cut it apart. Just went ahead and cut all the images out. Just see how pretty? And there's always going to be a place for, you know, you could find something to do with these images, I think. Look at her. How pretty is she? And they had so many different sizes in this book even. Look at all that hair. How wonderful. Yeah. Now, I will tell you, I love the color, the pattern people more, but I couldn't pass these up. Like I said, I just gravitated to them. And I said, well, let me just cut them out, and then I'll have them in my stash. Like I love the size variation is always good to have. I think good to have a little stash like that. So we have a couple of these that we could use on here. So I put those to the side. Now let's look at some of these. And I have more pattern, people. Believe me, I have more. I do. But let's see what we have that would make sense. I may have to pull some other kinds of focal points too, and that's okay. I've got some other stuff we can look at also. You know, grungy flowers, or, you know, even pieces like this that may make sense. Oh yeah, look, I like her on here. She's a good size for this one. And I've got some, oh yeah, she's perfect for that. Okay, we've got these. I've got some doilies and like some backgrounds we can use. These are all going to be too big for these smaller tags, and that's what I thought. But I'm not quite sure that these, maybe. Okay. It's kind of small though, don't you think? I want them just a little bit bigger. Oh yeah, like his size. See? His little foot's going, but we can do some, I mean, we can fix that with something else. I think these are just too small. Let's see, what else do we have? I have another little boy. He's too big. He's too big. Look at that. And like I said, we don't have to use these. I've got some. In fact, I'll just pause you and we'll be right back. Okay, so I pulled out just a few ephemera pieces that I have back there, pre-made ephemera I got them from a variety of places. OfficeSupply.com. I think this one is an OfficeSupply.com. So you see, I've just got these little things here, and then I figure we could pair them maybe with one of our little journal say people. I love these little people, and I have, look, a whole variety. So let's just, let me just sit here and let's put them together. Let's just put them together real quick so it's not such a terribly choppy type video. I'm also waiting on some glue to come in. I can't believe I'm almost out of glue. I know. Look, I have these little coffee dyed doilies that I got in Happy Mail. So I thought too we could use some of that as backgrounds to help these little children pop out a little bit more even. I need to figure out how I'm gonna fix his little leg. I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna fix his, because I like him just like that. I do like him, but I need to, or want to, not have that be so prevalent that he's missing his leg. I don't want him to be missing his leg. Now I also have, wait a minute. Let's see this. How about something like this? Oh, I think this is gonna be it. Okay. Lord, every time I go to do a process video, I think to myself, I cannot put that out on the interwebs, because it just kind of gets, I get, it's all discombobulated, and but I wind up putting it out there, and several of you are so kind. You're like, we love it. Y'all are just so nice to me. Thank you so much. Thank you for being so encouraging. Thank you. I really can't begin to tell you how much I appreciate you for liking my videos, for commenting on my videos. You really do uplift me, and I'm so appreciative of that. See, that doesn't look too bad. Now, I didn't leave enough room. I didn't see, this is where I go wrong. I didn't think about, I need to punch a little hole there. I mean, I suppose I don't have to. I can work around that too. We can always find a way, right? So if we, like if we did, we could do that if we wanted to. Or how about, let's do this. Hold on a second. I've got, where's my little, I have a little bucket that I keep near me. And it has all my little, like, scraps, my fabric scraps. So we can do, I'm gonna sew this little fabric scrap on here. That's what we're gonna do. Sometimes I put more than one too, just depends. Let's see this. Oh, I like this one even better. Put it like this. Okay. So y'all help me remember. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to tack it down with a little bit of glue. That's what we'll do. And then when it comes time, oh Lord, that's not going to hold it. Hold on. Let me get out the Fabri-Tac. But when it comes time, once it's dry, I'll just run a little stitch across it. Now you don't want to run, just for anybody out there who wants to sew their fabric pieces like I'm doing here, let the glue completely dry before you put the little stitch, okay? Or your needle will get gummy and it can kind of wreak havoc. Ask me how I know these things, people. Ask me how I know. It's not always Samuel L. Jackson's fault. Sometimes it's my fault. Not all the time, but sometimes it is. Okay. What did I have? I had this little guy right here. Okay, I like that. And again, this is how my desk also gets to be a mess quick. I'm gonna come off a little bit. Okay. This way, I'll know where to cut it. Sorry for the reach. Sorry for the homeboy reach there. Cut that. And we'll put some glue. Isn't that fun? I just still think it's amazing that the thing that makes me the happiest, one of the things that make me the happiest, let me clarify, because my honey makes me happy and Leslie certainly makes me happy, but one of the things that makes me the happiest is to cut paper up and to glue it back together. Isn't that hilarious? What do you like to do with your free time, Carrie? Well, I like to cut paper up and glue it back together. I think Mama Juju, don't quote me on this, but I think what she says is she likes to take perfectly fine paper, cut it up, and make perfectly fine paper. She says something like that. Juju, if you watch this, comment for me. I haven't seen her in a while. I need to go check on her. I love to watch Mama Juju. Okay, so this one, I actually did leave a little bit of room. So we'll go ahead and pop a hole here. And I will probably put some kind of, I wasn't prepared. At the end, I'll put little pictures of the completed tags. That's what we'll do. Okay, So we have this one and this one so far. Now let's look at her. What can we do with her? We want, oh, she's probably good for a, or this way. Oh, we do. Let me look at this a second. Let me look at this a second. I'm going to cover the whole tag like this. And that's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Just not sure that I like that. I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure that is the direction that I want to go with this particular one. I like this. Okay. No. I feel like I want a scrappy piece of paper or something. I want something else. I don't want that. And I feel like I'll lose her if I do it on the gold. Yep, I feel like that's a little much. Let's see. Analysis paralysis. Okay, I don't mind that so much. Let me cut this down a little bit. Let me tear some of this down a little bit. Okay. Not quite my favorite. Let's do something here. And then, you want to know the truth? How many videos I have started just like this and not uploaded? A bunch. Yeah, because I'll get in there. I'll get in the editing of it, and I'm like, oh, I cannot put that out there. But this one I think I will. I think this is enough. I don't feel like I'm good at collage. Now, my Sunday coffee and collage series is helping. It is helping. I think I'm going to do this. This is what I think I'm going to do. Ooh, look at that side. Oh, I like this. I like this even better. Okay, let's glue on this side. I like the tone of this color. You know what? Let's do that little honeycomb tone right here. And then let's put a little lady right in between that. And watch these stickers. I hope it doesn't make a liar out of me, because my little journal say stickers are so, first of all, the detail on them is really very good. Not just the detail, but the what do you call it? My words, people, my words, they escape me. It is detail, but okay, I'll never remember. I'll remember it tonight at 10 o'clock when I wake up for the first time. That is what happens to me. See, this one's going to make a liar out of me. Usually they peel right off. Usually they come right off. Like either the first time or the second time, I get the back right off of these. So this one took a little bit of maneuvering. but it did come off. That's the first sticker. And this is the honest truth. That is the first sticker that it took that much effort to get the backing off. I have been very impressed with my Journal Say stickers. All of them. Really and truly. Okay, so there she is. And we will punch a little hole in her in the top here. And we'll do another little paper hole reinforcer on that one too. Okay, let's move on to this. Now I feel like with her, because I did not, now you see, watch, you see this? She's got another, I don't know if you noticed that or not, but that's another person's, because the pattern on the front, it had two people side by side, and that's a hand there. So we'll have to find something. Maybe a little ribbon or a little flower right there. But what I was saying was I need to take and cut this out and finish fussy cutting her. Because a lot of the times when I'm fussy cutting these people, I'll do that. I'll just leave parts of it like that and know that I'll just fussy cut, you know, whenever I get to it. Let's see, what is this right here? I feel like I'm gonna go get, I feel like I need to get like a little I feel like I need a little flower or something. I like that Edith Holden type script. The words, they are not wording today. They are not wording today. And that didn't tear like I wanted it to. Let's see. I don't know necessarily that is what I want either. If y'all know, if the struggle is real today, I'm telling you, the struggle is just, it is real. But I am going to push forward with this video. I am. Okay, let's see here. This is what I'm going to come up with right here. I'm going to do something like, I think I should just leave this, is what I think. I'm trying to force that into the picture, and I'm just going to leave this. That is what I'm going to do. In fact, where is my, this is art glitter glue in this little bottle. I always have, I was getting a lot of questions, and the questions are not a problem. Please, always feel free to ask me any questions. You can email me. My email is in the description always. It's a default upload now, so that I don't forget to include it. I welcome any questions that you may have. So I was getting a lot of questions about, what is that glue? What are those bottles? What is inside the little bottles? Where do you get the little bottles? So now, as a pre-upload, I always have the items that I use on the regular. So they're always in my description now. This is art glitter glue, though, by the way, in this bottle. So just know that. In my description, I will have an upload. Okay, I don't think that's that bad. I keep trying to force something else in here. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I think that is going to be okay. It's camouflaging the fact that, you know, so just for you newbies out there, there's always a way. In junk journaling, there's always a way. So let's put our little hole here and go on to the next one. Now, what I might do, I'm going to set the rest of this to music, and I'll probably 2 times the speed. You can actually, on your end, you can actually 2 times, or you can put the speed faster also, so it'll go even faster if 2 times is not enough. But you see, here is another one where we're gonna camouflage her too, some kind of way. I'm gonna do her like this. Guys, we are done, and I just wanted to give you a peek at each one finished. I think these are going to be cool to use. You know, like I said, these are a little smaller than I would have liked maybe, but I'm telling y'all, I find myself, when I'm looking for something small, I never have it. So now I've got a stash of the larger and the smaller size. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming along. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I do hope that whatever it is you get to do today or in the next few days, you don't have nearly as much analysis paralysis as I did, and you just have fun doing it.